The following podcast contains real reviews and the ridiculous reactions of two would-be oracles of the internet. The opinions expressed and presented are mere musings, so please humor their hijinks with a laugh and not by taking anything they say seriously. Seriously.
Hello, and welcome to ReviewParty.com. I'm Brent.
And I am Matt.
And we have a podcast. It's on the internet. It's by the internet, for the internet, in the internet, outside the internet. It's about reviews, comedy, the internet also. We go get reviews from places like Yelp, Google, Amazon.com. I know you fiends can't get enough of Amazon. You're on there fucking clicking products, buying products with one click.
Oh,
it's madness.
Reckless.
Consumerist madness. Yeah. Fiendish, really. They should do Sinners. Bring back Michael B. Jordan. This time there's 3 of them. All right, they're doing trip. They've never done the triplets with one person on screen, I don't think. And so Michael B. Jordan's back, and this time the vampires are fucking. It's Amazon. Amazon's the vampire, and Michael B. Jordan's gotta stop him so he can have a hootenanny and a hoedown with his friends and family. That cover everything, Matt.
Yeah, that covers it.
Yeah. Do you have a review?
Yes, you said hootenanny, so I think it aligns with this Amazon review for the Wrangler men's cowboy cut western lined denim jacket. It's $68.99 on the old Zon. This is coming to us from Suantine. I'm gonna guess the pronunciation is. And they titled their review, Great Flannel-Lined Denim Jacket from Wrangler, a style that never ages. They write, I have the brother red-lined jacket to this cowboy cut. The other fits as expected, but this cowboy one runs larger. I thought extra large in this would fit like the other, but it is larger. I stand 5 feet 10 inches, 230 pounds, with 30 to 40 inch waist. 38 inches if hung over, smiley. Not so much into exchanging, so I washed it in hot water and a hot dryer to shrink a tad bit. And had an okay effect. I guess it shrunk by about 1 inch plus around the waist, buttonhole to button, and it made the shoulder fit even better. Sleeves a tad long and only 1 button instead of 2 on cuffs. Note, instructions do not recommend hot water wash and dry, but cold. So if you do like me, you won't be returning if it don't work out to expectations. You've been warned, cowboy. Like I said, I figured a little shrinking couldn't hurt, and didn't. Now the inside flannel is a horizontal pattern that could have been used in the 1950s. Me like Kimosabi. The colors are deep blues, light blues, and a maroon. Nice. The outer denim is lighter in weight than its brother jacket. But by how many ounces, I wouldn't guess to say. So hope this helps you, Bronco Busters out there. Yee-haw! P.S. See some pics. 5 stars.
I mean, at least they tried to put a little sauce on there.
Yeah, they had a little Picante Joe on there.
Yeah, hey, this is a cowboy cut. Let me make some cowboys. Let me make some yeehaws.
This is a Wrangler jacket. Let's get everybody right in the correct mindset here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on a limb and say this person's a Die Hard fan. You know, when they were watching Die Hard and the fucking Professor Snape called Bruce Willis a cowboy, and he says "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker." That dude was like, "I can apply that elsewhere in my life."
You felt something when you heard that. I was like, oh, you can just say cowboy lingo even though you're not on the frontier.
Yeah, you can sort of ironically use cowboy lingo when it's a cowboy thing in outside of a cowboy area. Pretty nice.
You can write Kimosabi on Amazon.
Kimosabi's a good one. Yeehaw, we covered that. He could have leaned into. At the end, he really got into it. with the cowboy cut. I guess one thing that alarmed me about the review is his sharing that when he's got a belly full of hot turds, that his waistline gets a little bigger.
Yeah, it was difficult to follow that. But thanks for the info.
Yeah, I'm hungover all the time, and I get real fat when I'm hungover. I get real greasy. I don't know about you.
1 inch difference. I don't think that really bears too much mentioning when it comes to a jacket. If it's jeans, maybe you mention, I fluctuate when I've been drinking. But for a jacket, I don't think it matters that much.
No, I like a jacket a little loose fitting. Especially if I'm the type of guy who's, getting hungover and getting all full of gunk that makes him fatter.
Gunky guts.
This jacket's ready for you at your fattest, bro. If your fucking waist is fluctuating so much. Cowboy. What do you think of the appreciation of flannel as like a vintage piece of clothing?
I suppose he did include a picture, and it does have, I don't know if I would say 1950s, but the flannel does lend itself to a more Western look. Flannel for most people is plaid. Whether it's just block plaid or like some fancy plaid going on, flannel for most people is plaid, one and the same. So when you see like I've got a solid flannel shirt that I really love, and it's like, this is special. I don't need no plaid when I'm wearing a flannel. And I do have a winter coat that has a similar lining to this, where it's just these horizontal lines. I'm sending you an image. And it's a little special Picante Joe on there.
Yeah. Oh, I get that. I see what you mean. Yeah, the picture you sent me does very much have, is this a blue dress or a yellow dress vibes?
It does.
That aside, I kind of get what he means. You don't see this pattern on a flannel or clothing much anymore. It's got a little something. Yeah, it's horizontal. It looks like like a jawbreaker that's been ate through.
Let me. I don't know why I didn't just copy the image and send it to you. I snippeted it instead. But let me send you the full image, because now that I'm looking at it and looking at his room, what does our guy have there hanging on the wall?
Those are some Hispanic cowboys, perhaps? Or
you got some banditos on the wall, it looks like.
Some banditos sticking up somebody.
Yeah,
it's a real deal cowboy here.
He might be a real deal cowboy. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw, it wasn't a bit. That's just how he talks every day. Let's see. Should I do the barn burner or the basic Betty?
Oh, these bees are driving me wild.
Yep.
Let's burn that barn.
All right, I'm gonna whip this one right out. Then we got some reviews from Google for a Kwik Trip in Madison, Wisconsin. These were submitted by Jacob Kihas. Thank you, Jacob.
Ooh.
These have been marinating in the email for a while, and I finally cracked them open. And what do you know? Oh, that hurts. It says 320 regular, 440 on the Google thing. I wish to God I could pay 320 for gas.
Oh, good God, yeah, man.
Anyway, out in Madison, it looks like they got some out of pocket reviews for the Kwik Trip, so let's cover those. Tracy Cockram, if you will. No, that's definitely just Cockram. That's just how you spell that. I added a strange inflection. Every morning there's two people, panhandlers. They will actually walk up to you as you're pumping gas and ask for money. Your manager does nothing to stop this. I'm not going there anymore. I'm sick of it. If I ever do go there again and I get hurt from one of these people, you will sue your company 1 star.
Oh my God. Okay. Jeez. If this is Madison, Wisconsin, you don't know the privilege you've been living in your entire life.
No, there's Wisconsin. The quote. I mean, there's homeless people. Don't get me wrong, especially in like Milwaukee. But boy, is it not an issue. They just go in the winter.
They're not.
They just turn to ice. Like they turn to they. They will just be ice statues outside the Kwik Trip. They don't thaw until about March or April. Emersonian 1119. This is their only review, so they had to get this info out there. They set up a little profile picture of their cat, maybe so that everyone knows that they're to be trusted. I'm upset. I go to the same Kwik Trip every day and get the same thing: breadsticks and a mucho mango. Breadsticks. Oh, sorry. Maybe it bears repeating. Breadsticks and a mucho mango. Not that hard to get right, especially when every other time they have been perfect. Yet this time, that had to change. I walk in today and all the breadstick options either had pieces missing or they were soggy or were way too soggy. I even had a little mold on mine. I get these like every day. Like I said, I feel like I can hold this establishment to high standard because they advertise they have the best product. I really like Kwik Trip, and I want to continue to be one of the regular customers. I would just like to see a little more care go into the hot food. And if someone seeing this is saying, why do you have to get food from Kwik Trip? It's because I work 2 jobs, and I get paid minimum wage in both. Have a good day, smiley face. 1 star.
Okay, with your offhanded kindness. I don't know. Maybe the people working at Kwik Trip are also working 2 jobs minimum wage and they ain't got time to check on those soggy, moldy breadsticks,
Yeah, maybe it's been a busy damn morning. There's a damn crisis going on in this country.
Why don't you check what you're buying?
Breadsticks. That's how do you grab some sticks? Not know some hot mold on them bitches. They're full of it. And also, not to be that guy, and this is dumb advice because maybe it's obvious, but I don't know. People aren't fucking following it these days. If you ain't got any money, don't get your food at the convenience store.
Yes.
If you need breadsticks every day, go buy bulk from Costco. I know Costco isn't accessible to everybody. You can get Instacart from Costco even if you're not a member. And also, like Walmart has bulk stuff too. You just go to Walmart, buy some damn frozen breadsticks. I'm sure it's the same shit Kwik Trip uses.
And gas stations are one tier.
Microwave them bitches every morning.
One tier down from at the airport where you're hostage pretty much and you're gonna pay their prices no matter what. Like, no. Maybe you'll get a deal on buying a couple of Gatorades, 2 for $5 or something like that. But even then, like, you buy a pack of pistachios and you spend $10.
Right. They use the good deals to lure you in because they know you're going to see a candy bar. You're going to feel like some chips. You're going to want an energy drink, something like that. That's how they get you.
Scratchers, yeah.
Yep. They know that's why it's like a total experience. And if the breadsticks are looking bad, guess what? You can get something else.
They got other stuff.
They got fucking right behind the hot bar. They got a fridge with some healthy food in it. Why don't you get those little beef sticks, cheese sticks? Lovely low quality protein right there, and carbohydrates. If you work 2 jobs and have minimum wage in both, smiley face.
And I'm sorry if they say, "Oh, we have the best products." Come on, everybody be saying they got the best products in the world. I want to continue to support them, but if they're gonna outright lie to me like that, come on.
And Kwik Trip ads don't really say that. They're not like best quality products. This is artisanal. There's truffles on this shit. They're usually just like, try our chicken.
Hot.
We got some decent chicken, y'all.
Come get some milk in a bag.
Kwik Trip doesn't even really have ads.
I've never.
They're just like, yo, we got
one.
some cheap gas and some hot food. That I do remember they had right as I left Wisconsin, when they were doing like, they as places do, they're like, our chicken's new. It's all good now. Their little poster ad outside said, "This chicken has Riz." I said, all right. Ahmed Jabber local guide. The meat in quarter pound, probably for dog, not humans. Beautiful. What you eat. It's $2.99 burger sandwich. Does anyone ask what quality is this meat? Question mark, question mark, question mark, 1 star.
Probably not. Hey, it's $2.99. You can't get that at many places these days.
Yeah, you can't beat that with a stick. Can't have your burger and eat it too, bro. Like, you want a cheap burger, you want high ingredients. I'm sure it's fine. It's probably not the realest hamburger, but it's a disc of protein vaguely resembling a burger. It's $2.99.
The sauce on there, you'll be fine.
So true. And I don't really like their bacon much, but I don't know. The burger kind of hits the spot. If you want that cafeteria food / like company picnic, mass produced type burger, it hits the spot.
Sometimes that's all you want. I know you're not a ketchup fiend, but yeah, that's one you just like half the plate is ketchup and you just sort of smear your burger through it and take a bite, and it's all good.
Wisconsin homies, says I will lead you to a treasure that I can no longer covet myself. You get the spicy chicken sandwich. It's the long chicken sandwich with just like the cafeteria bun, and it's orange because it's spicy, and I think there's pepper jack on there. And you go over to the condiment area and you just slather that bitch with the honey mustard. Oh. Insane. There used to be this guy that worked at, not the Kwik Trip I always went to, the ones I went to sometimes, and he sometimes I'd get nothing on my sandwich. I just want a dry little corn dog or something. Mm-hmm. And he'd be like, why aren't you getting, he'd be interrogating me why I don't want any sauce. And one time I had to be like, brother, I just want to pay for my gas and my sandwich and leave. Please stop interrogating me. And he got really offended, to the point where I was like, do I have to talk to this guy's manager? Because he bugs the shit out of me every time I come in here. And if it was my main Kwik Trip, I would have, but it wasn't. So that man's lucky. Anyway, do you have a review? I don't know. Yeah, do you have one?
I do. Do you want to? I don't know. I was thinking, maybe we could jump to an early break here. Get some corn dogs.
I think we're gonna break this in half. We're gonna get ourselves some spicy chicken sandwiches, some corn dogs, some fucking $2.99 burgers. That's the thing. You can get 2 of them bitches for the price of like 1 burger at McDonald's now. So
crazy.
They're gonna contemplate that on this break. Goodbye forever.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to our lovely little podcast. If you'd like to go above and beyond in supporting our show, or have the most fabulous conversation starter since sliced bread, go to reviewparty.com. Click on shop and explore some fabulous t-shirt designs.
Where's your favorite place to wear a t-shirt?
On my body.
Mine is at the store.
That is a good place to wear a t-shirt. Reviewparty.com. Click shop.
Why stop there?
Don't stop now.
Don't stop me now, because I'm buying a t-shirt. I'm buying a shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second half of the episode, and welcome to Ding Ding. Get him, Rock. That's how old boxing coaches sound. Because this is Bareknuckle Letterboxding. Ding ding. What is it? It's maybe it's similar to some other segments we have on this show here, but hush, shut up. This is a segment where we just grab a bunch of reviews from Letterboxd, which have their own special picante Joe sauce to them. They got some spice. They got some, some Gen Z weirdness every now and then. And I have picked a movie, partially because hey, I've made it big time these days, and sat in a room multiple days in a row with Jason Alexander, which I don't need to talk about right now, but it's amazing. And it also made me think of a horrible movie he's in called Shallow Hal. You remember this movie?
I've seen this movie like on Sci-Fi Channel or something like once. I feel like way back in the day.
Yeah. For those who don't know or don't remember, it's the movie where Jack Black likes Gwyneth Paltrow, but he got hypnotized and doesn't know she's big and fat, which makes it all interesting. He sees her as a beautiful thin woman because she's beautiful and thin on the inside.
And yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow, probably like emblematic of horrible Hollywood things. She has a whole magazine about like holistic brainwash Hollywood health, and she's in a fat suit.
Yeah.
And it's with Jack Black. Jack, you're better than this, man.
Yeah. Anyway, I got a smattering of reviews here, so we'll just walk our way through them, stop when we need to, and charge towards the end. This is a review from Muskan. They write, I watched half of this on the big 3 YouTube Shorts, Reels, and TikTok, and then rounded it out by finishing it on a piracy site at 1.5 speed. 2.5 stars.
No, they liked it. They gave it a higher rating than I thought they would, so maybe it's a better way to watch this movie. Maybe that's the true way to enjoy this.
Yeah, you don't sit with it long enough for it to actually, like, embed itself into you in any meaningful way. But, I've been seeing a lot of that. Maybe it's just this movie in particular, but so many people are like, I watched it on TikTok and then figured I'd check it out. It's kind of mid. Man.
Yeah, that's a new thing.
I don't know. I thankfully don't spend as much time on TikTok as I used to, but I can't imagine, like, just go watch a movie, man. Here's a review from Anna. They write, fantastic movie for when you fall asleep on the airplane and don't watch it at all. 1.5 stars.
See, now they gauge it. I think their barometer is about accurate there, from what I can tell.
Yeah. Here's a review from Casey Ariana. They write, it's got like colons, but usually when this is usually like say universe or no one colon and then some dialogue, but it's just colon and then, so I don't know, maybe they're trying to do that same thing. Maybe they're just trying to do bullet points. I'm not sure. They write colon. Have you ever heard of the saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder? Colon. Have you ever heard the song, Who Let the Dogs Out? 2 stars. I'm going to assume that song features prominently in the movie. It was 2001, so...
Oh, God.
And if they were dealing with body shaming issues, I'm sure that was in there somewhere. And Jason Alexander's character has a little tail, famously, infamously, notoriously. So it could have been anywhere in that awful flick.
We really cultural decay has been going on a lot longer than we've been talking about, I think.
Here's a review from James Huracan. He writes, back when Jack Black was viewed as, quote, in shape, 3.5 stars.
He's looking pretty, I don't know.
He's looking just regular
He's
chubby.
not quite dad body.
Just a little chubby.
Yeah. Just schleppy at worst.
He's got regular man-length hair, no beard. Just a funny guy. But yeah.
But man, this movie's really like if in Shrek, They just like body shamed Fiona in her ogre form instead of coming to the conclusion that like, oh, actually, just being yourself is fine.
Yeah, like a lot of people were commenting on that. Plenty of people saying, oh, it's just misogynistic. But there were also a lot of people like, they've got a message that there's a good point there, but the execution is just very bad and very 2001.
Yeah.
A_mess13 writes, this movie was silly, but there were truly many times where I went, shock emoji. This shit was crazy, very cute at times, but oh god, there were some moments. Jack Black leans into the role, but the moments can be extra uncanny, especially with that MF from Seinfeld. 2.5 stars.
Yeah, I mean, this is just 3-4 years after Seinfeld ended.
Speaking of, I might as well move to this one. This is from Gregorievis. They write, Jason Alexander's character is called Mauricio for some reason. This movie is the most 2000s movie there is. All that's missing is Britney Spears. Does it hold up? Of course not. But it was my childhood introduction to kindness in a way. Is that kind of sad? Of course. Very. I'm still having to get rid of some of the problems such kindness entails, but it is kindness nonetheless. To address 2 of the critiques. 1, that they're saying fat is ugly, thin is beautiful. No, the character and society thinks that. 2, that the movie is filled with fat jokes. Yeah, very funny ones. It's valid if some people are offended, but I don't think they are meant to be laughing at, but with fat people, because they are so ridiculous. Like she eating half the cake in front of everybody. A real fat person says no thank you and waits until 2 a.m. to do it alone over the kitchen sink. 4 stars.
Yeah, I mean, actions speak louder than words, right? You can say your movie and it has a cute little body positive message, but when you're just like, when you have to get through like literally 2 hours of fat jokes and body shaming to get there, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's quite the same.
Yeah. I think I'll wrap. I got a handful of quick ones. Let's just rip through them. This is from Imogenelli. She writes, I miss 2000s fat suit movies. 3 stars. Which,
okay.
Yeah, hey, we had Nutty Professor going on. We had Big Mama's House going on. The era of the fat suit.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Lulu Likes Lemons writes, damn, the men are chopped. 2 stars.
Yep.
I think the point is the men aren't all that attractive either. Paige, but the A is a 4, writes ... Y'all know I'm fat bitches down. Like, what the fuck was this? No rating.
He was just appalled.
I think so. Same thing for movie bro hater. No rating here, but they write, God, I wish I could sleep. God, I wish I could sleep. But there's yet another movie villainizing fat bitches in the street.
That's a good one.
And to end it, I've got this one from Mira Mamdani. They write, basically watched this whole movie on TikTok in 100 parts, so decided to actually watch the full thing. And from Letterboxd, I found out it came out on 9/11/2001, and the movie got even better in my mind.
I didn't
two
know
and a
that.
half stars. Yeah, that's a bad day to debut.
How many? Hold on. Opening weekend. Shallow Hal. How many millions of people? That shit made $22 million opening weekend. It opened in theaters November 9th, 2001.
What the heck is
They're
this person
lying.
saying then? Trying to tell me a good story,
They're
and I just
lying.
bought it. Full sale, wholesale.
I mean, it's pretty close,
It's close.
but
What are
nah.
they getting at then? What the heck?
They're full of baloney. Because that would be super funny. A bunch of people going to the theaters like days after 9/11 watching fucking Shallow Hal. Like that was the vibe. Like that.
We
was
gotta
the
heal
vibe.
here. We gotta go see Shallow Hal. Oh my god. Even just reading the description of this movie makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's an uncomfortable cultural situation.
Yeah.
Americans have, they don't teach that in schools anymore. Just like Germany, you don't really talk about 1940s anymore.
Yeah, this is our Holocaust, what you say?
I think I might be saying that. I have a review. Wow, look, a review here.
Oh.
This one's kind of normal. We've had some spicy, crazy reviews today, so let's do kind of a normal one, shall we? This is from Amazon for the Dyson Supersonic hairdryer. One of those very fancy, very expensive hairdryers. This one is just shy of $500.
Whoa.
Yep. David Plekanopel titles their review, Beware. They write, I replaced a Dyson hairdryer for my wife as it was out of warranty. Decided to go for the premium price again. This one broke after 4 months. I went to Dyson Repair Center and they confirmed that it needed to be replaced due to a failure of a heat sensor, which is a safety feature. However, they said I need the serial number, which is only found on the box or on a small paper tag on the paper cord, which I cut off when I threw out the box.
Dude.
Dyson refuses to take responsibility for their product after 4 months because I did not keep the box. There's a serial number on the device itself. So their response to me, we will give you a 25% discount to purchase another one of their crap products. We had excellent Dyson products when we lived in the UK and China. Their US products are not the same. I am astonished by their failure to stand by the product. If you buy this, be sure to write down the serial number. You are SOL 1 star.
Well, yeah. What? Again, these are like the people who insta-buy on Amazon. You just live reckless. You throwing away your boxes? Come on.
Yep. So cutting off the tag is crazy.
Yeah, don't put scissors anywhere near a cord. That's just, you're asking for trouble.
I get rid of that damn. Plus you know exactly the kind of tag that's on the little like rubbery laminated ones. Like those are built to stay on there forever.
Last.
Yeah. And you just gotta know, like, they're not saying no because you don't have the serial box because it's serial number because it's you. It's the hundreds of people a day that like go in the dumpster and find one of these and say, this broke, I need a replacement. It's to prevent that because Dyson probably deals with a lot of that, selling $500 appliances.
Yeah, you think people aren't gonna like, oh, give me a replacement? I'm totally not gonna sell it for some, make a little money here and there. They're wise to those games.
Yeah, people. It's these policies are because people are trying to take advantage, not because they hate you.
I'm sure $500. I'm sure it's overpriced. But that doesn't mean it isn't. These are German engineered, finely tuned instruments and all that garbage. And I'm sure it does cost a lot of money for them to manufacture all that stuff. They can't that's going to affect the bottom line. I hate to take the side of it.
According to my wife, she says she would love these. It's worth every penny, apparently, so.
And you know what?
It's just, it might be
you
nice.
Gotta have that dedicated space in the closet for all the boxes to go. You can put stuff in those boxes. You can get rid of like the styrofoam padding and I don't know, put like graduation pictures and any stuff you want in those boxes, but keep the boxes and then all that paper that comes with it because you might need something there. Oh.
Well, if you get a $500 appliance, you won't catch me not like whatever the little instruction manual is, the little slip that comes with it, you got to put that in the
filing cabinet. Come on.
Yep. That's a damn $500 appliance.
No sympathy.
That you bought with your own money.
No sympathy.
Get out of here. We freaking hate you. Do you have a review?
I do. I've got an Amazon review for the black premium handmade leather eye patch with soft foam padding, slim adult eye patch for men and women. All right. It's a it's an Amazon review from Mr. Push. I'm guessing it's just one word, but it looks like it could spell Mr. Push, so let's go for it. He titles his review, "My First Eye Patch. I Like It." And writes, it's my first eye patch. I like it. I had an accident and now have double vision that drives me insane. I find myself closing an eye to relieve the insanity. But have you ever tried to have a conversation with people with one eye closed? It's horrible. I can't do it, and they look at me funny because if I close one eye or look downwards often. So instead of explaining myself for wearing sunglasses even indoors at night, this patch takes care of everything. The patch fits pretty comfortably. I have not worn it all day yet, and will update when I do. However, I wore it for a spell and noticed that the headband was pretty comfortable and not really noticeable, albeit if you let it contact the top of your ear. Simple adjustment fixes that. I did note that the bottom edge of the patch had a sharp edge that gave me a bit of discomfort on my cheek. I simply took an emery board, nail file, and gently filed that sharp inside edge a bit to smooth it out. You don't want to hit the outside edge or you're going to see scuffing. See the lightly scuffed inside edge in the pics. That fixed it right up, no more sharp edge. Seems to be made of real leather, just the patch. The band appears to be soft nylon-like. If it is fake, it's a very good fake. I tried it on after some other cheap material patches, and my wife said, that one looks really good and not cheap like the others. Thanks, honey, for noticing my eye fashion. I will tell you this. If you don't have eye issues and want a higher-end costume eye patch, this one looks very good. Next, it has a convex shape so you can wear it and it will not touch your eye, which is very good if you want to keep the covered eye open at times to limit squinting strain sometimes caused by keeping one eye closed. At the same time, it's not overly bulky either, so I took a shot at trying my glasses over it. It works with my glasses. It may not work with all glasses, however. See pics for my eyewear type and style. Next, it does let in some light, as can be seen just by the style and the small opening rearward. It lets a little light in at the nose as well, but that can be tweaked. I don't care about the light, but I know some do, so this is not a negative for me. But it is certainly not a blackout patch. Overall, I think it is a very good patch. 4 stars.
I could never. What a helpful review about a very unique experience with a product.
Right? My guy, he going to lengths to let you know his particular experience and use case and how it might be similar or different from yours.
Yeah, if that review ain't got a lot of helpfuls, it's because people don't fucking bother with that dumb button. That's a very helpful review. What he didn't mention is now he has the secret pirate capability of going into a dark room and switching the eye patch onto the other eye, instantly gaining darksight.
Underrated skill.
Right. I might get this cool eye patch just to do that. I don't need it. There's no times in my life I really need darksight, especially I guess I have a phone. I just put on the old flashlight button, but it would be cool if you could.
No, I've not necessarily needed it a few times, but I have employed the use of quote unquote darksight a few times. I went on a couple night runs, a few years back, and I'd be running by streetlights, but I know the run is ending with just darkness in the forest. I'm going to try and keep an eye closed or wearing a bandana. I tugged it down over that eye. And yeah, I get into the forest, get away from those streetlights, and bang. Oh, my eye can see. And then
very cool. That's mutant abilities.
Yeah. I had a matinee of a play I was in, and matinee, the sun is out. And I know I'm about to go into a dark space and need to find a chair on stage in total blackout. And the first weekend, I was like, oh, I'm blind. I don't know where the chair is. I hope I can get there. Second week, I was like, cover that eye. I'm going in there prepared. So if I had this eye patch,
Very cool stuff.
I had it made in the shade.
That's true. And you would look hella
Look
cool
pretty
and
sick.
stylish.
Dad, well, this place going pirates? What's up?
I had a sweet conversation started. You know, a lot of guys, performative guys, will rock the fedora, I think, classically. But maybe there's a new wave of performative dudes who are going to wear eye patches for conversation starters. Yeah, I just mostly wear it for my darksight, you know, in case I got to go in the room and need to see some stuff in the dark.
Yeah, it's functional. It's like the guys who wear, like a multi-tool on their belt. Just in case. You never know.
Yeah. The other thing I think we disparage people for is having zero ambition to do any DIY repair or upkeep or improvement to their product. This guy he not only did he do some DIY that fixed his little problem with the sharp edge, he told you the ins and outs of how to do it, what to do, what not to do. If you had this problem as well, he said it's not even a problem for me. It didn't affect the stars because his brain is a tool that can make his world better around him.
Get yourself a nail file. Get yourself an emery board. He explained. He's like, if you don't know what an emery board is, it's a nail file. It's what we call a nail file.
Yeah. I think that covers it. I think we'll leave this episode with the wisdom given to us about sweet eye patches.
Thanks, Mr. Push.
Thanks, Mr. Push. And thank you, listener. Welcome to the end of the episode. Welcome to the Real Ones Club. If you've been here before, hey, old fat buddy. We get fat here in the Real Ones Club. We eat all kinds of snacks, and we don't shame each other for it. If you're new here, grab a fucking corn dog extra dry. Well, let me let you know we got a new episode every Tuesday. That's right. Extra hashtag Tuesday Reviews Day. Hashtag extra dry. If you'd like to send in an absurd review for us to make some jokes over like Jacob did, thank you, buddy. Please send an email with a hyperlink or a screenshot, whatever you gotta do of the reviews, and include your name so we can throw you credit. Send it to reviewparty.com@gmail.com.
If you want to reach out to us in some other way, shape, and form, well, guess what? You can. We are on Instagram and TikTok at reviewparty.com and on Twitter at reviewpartypod. You can find us on YouTube and Letterboxd as well. You know where you can definitely find us and our content? reviewparty.com.com. There's just an open field of possibilities waiting there for you. There's a blog, there's a shop, there's Blue. There's listening platforms of every variety. Some of them are probably dead or at the very least moribund, but you can go there and just see what the world offers you. Okay?
If you want to see a slightly more high-def picture of the little pictures we use for the episodes, it's on there too. All kinds of stuff. Sweet, dude. You probably found yourself jamming to a song throughout the episode. Bread for Breakfast by the Nosebleeds. Not the Nosebleeds, by Nosebleeds. They let us use their song Bread for Breakfast throughout every episode. If you want to support them, we'd appreciate it. Send some love their way, Nosebleeds. Follow, subscribe, favorite wherever you listen, whatever the button is, wherever you are, hit it. Leave a review on iTunes or Spotify. Recommend the podcast to a friend who likes funny things. More and more I'm seeing review-related content out there. Content creators, I gotta do it. Fill the YouTube void this week. Let me talk about a funny review. The come-ups happen. Review-based comedy, we're on the cutting edge. I can feel it. I have a review to send us off. This is also one of Jacob's Kwik Trip reviews. I saved it. I squandered it away. This is from Chris PK, local guide. They write, "Where's the bacon? This sandwich had no flavor. It was awful. Took 3 bites and threw it away. 1 star."
Took you 3 bites to decide. I'll try.
3rd time's the charm. Oh no.